I can't let her crib unless that chopper on me. She say I'm the shit, she gon' put it on me. You can keep this out, I'ma smoke this OG. Remember way back then.
Freshsqueezed family, welcome back to another episode. And today, we got a very special guest in the building, man. Starting guard for Drake basketball. And my homie for a long time. My boy DJ, what's good, bro?
What's good, bro? Good to be here.
Yeah, man, chilling, bro. We coming out of COVID finally. Getting back to normal life. How was that for you?
It was difficult for me just because having to play through it, and now we gotta follow the rules by the NCAA because that's what we play for. Mm-hmm. And not being able to see my family pretty much the whole year. Last time I went to Iowa back to school last April, and I didn't get back to see my family like in person close until the following May. The only time I could see them was like right after games, and we couldn't like go up to them. We had just walk back to the locker room, look up, wave at them, and then that was it.
I know basketball-wise, I got hit hard with that too, right?
Yeah, we ended up having a couple people that end up having COVID, having to take the 2-week break throughout season.
Man, that shit crazy, bro. I actually had it back in December, and I don't want to say it was gas. I'm not going to say that because people lost their lives and shit. But for me personally, I only lost my smell and taste. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the crib. Obviously, I wasn't around people, but I had COVID. I couldn't smell nothing, taste nothing, but I felt fine, though. So when I saw how it was affecting the world, I'm like, damn, is it really this deep? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people that I've talked to personally, it hasn't really affected them that bad. I know you are like the first athlete other than Ryan. And it didn't really affect him like that either.
I mean, even the most I didn't lose my smell, my taste. I wasn't sick. All I had was like my back was aching maybe at night sometimes.
Yeah, body aches.
But yeah, it didn't hit me that hard.
Yeah, so tell me a little about your childhood, bro. Just growing up until your high school.
Growing up, I just been around sports. My people's kept me in sports. I played basketball, played baseball. They didn't allow me to play football at that early age because I was just so skinny, but I just played basketball, baseball, a lot of traveling, a lot of AAU traveling since maybe second grade, bitty basketball when I first grew up on in Glen Park. Coach Tibbs, playing with those guys, played with Coco, Victoria Gaines. Me and her was on the same bitty team growing up. Just grew up playing sports, bro, and I just kept my head in that throughout the whole time, and that's where it led me.
Yeah, and honestly, I met you, your 8th grade year, I think? Yeah, you was playing up with us. And in high school, you was actually a 2-sport athlete. So talk a little bit about football and like what made you gravitate towards basketball after college.
For me football, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Till this day, I tell people it's nothing like those Friday nights, just with your homies, your best friends, growing up with those guys playing that. It's something I really don't regret playing, whether like how my situation, how people look at it, but I really enjoyed playing it. I got a lot out of it. I could translate a lot of it to basketball. I picked up a lot of leadership skills, and it just kept me going. I had to go through a lot of adversity with having to deal with trying to get recruited for basketball, but having that basketball preseason be my football season. So having to deal with that was tough, and like dealing with recruitment in that sense, but football, yeah, it was fun. I got the experience I want out of it, and high school was like, it was enough for me. Like I could have went and played probably Division I for football, but I knew basketball was what I wanted to do, what I wanted to pursue, and something that I could keep going, even if I did fail 1 time or 2 times. I don't know if my love for football was that deep, that if I would have to go through some of the challenges that I had with basketball, would I still be pushing right now if I was playing football?
So you was always just like a natural athlete of football then? You never really took it, I don't want to say you didn't take it serious, but you didn't take it as serious as you took hoops?
No. I mean, I didn't. I worked out early mornings with my coach after school. I didn't go to no camps. I got invited to the Elite 11 camp. I didn't go, like stuff like that, but I was just an athlete. Yeah. Just knew how to throw the ball, and it came out natural to me.
Let me ask you this, bro. If you would have got like your favorite college talking to you from football, would that have changed your mind?
Nah, bro. I got a lot of talks from football, but I was just telling coaches I didn't want to pursue that in college, and I had a lot of letters like UCLA, Minnesota, Iowa, Michigan State. I had almost the whole I had Pac-12, Big Ten, all that for football. I took a visit to Purdue for a football visit. But yeah, that was about it. But yeah, it's just something I really didn't want to do after. And I had enough fun with it in high school that I was satisfied.
Yeah, I feel that. So after high school, I might be wrong, but after high school, you went to JUCO route, right?
After high school, I went to prep school.
Okay.
I went to prep school in Wichita, Kansas, Sunrise Christian Academy.
Okay. So when you did go to JUCO out in Florida, what was like your mindset when you was there? Was you, because I know sometimes for my people watch Last Chance U, they make it seem like JUCO is like such this terrible ass thing. But when you were there, like what type of mindset was you in?
JUCO really just like everybody. It's your team, y'all all love each other. Like it depends on how close your team is, but kind of like every man for themselves. Sort of like everybody's trying to get a scholarship. Everybody's trying to put up the numbers that they need, so they resume good for when college coaches look. So it was, a grind. I made some close friends. Luckily, my team, FSW, we was really close. I got a lot of friends that I still talk to nowadays. The whole group, we was like a family. Obviously, I was down there with the twins from Griffith and Shanquan from Michigan City, so that made it a little bit easier. But I wasn't in JUCO in the middle of Kansas or the middle of Idaho. I was in JUCO in Fort Myers, Florida, so my experience was just better.
Right. Yeah. As far as the JUCO game, how different is it from like high school?
A lot more athletes. It's a lot more athletes and just grown men out there.
Because when you hear people talk about JUCO coming from high school, they make it seem like the difference isn't that crazy. Because I know it's a lot of stars now in the NBA, NFL, whatever it is, that came from JUCO, and you saw their stats was just like crazy in JUCO. So a lot of people have this misconception that JUCO sports aren't even that much better than high school sports.
Not even. It depends on what levels you go to. Certain football JUCO conferences are just better. And from what I know, for JUCO basketball, states like Florida and Texas are really big. Mm-hmm. So the level of competition we played guys that are now that was the Pac-12 Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. Guys that's in the NBA. Like we had really good people that was on in our conference and in our state. But it depends on where you go to. It could vary different places, but all in all, when you get to the national tournament, even if like your state's not good, when you make it to the national tournament, that's when you're gonna see all the dogs that's in JUCO.
Moving on from that, that's when you found out about the heart situation in 2018. Yeah. And we're not gonna dive deep into it, but I just want to get where your mind was at during that time, because honestly, to where you are now, that just show like crazy perseverance, crazy persistence. But in that moment, what was you thinking?
Bro, I don't know. I mean, just hearing a doctor tell me you might not ever get to play basketball again and you might have to play it recreational at a time where I'm pushing for a goal. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like, sports has been everything I done did, like, my whole life. So it's like, all right, now I got to see what I need to do as far as, like, am I going to coach? Am I just going to come back home and go to school in Indiana? And it was just, it was a lot of emotions, talking to some of my best friends, crying on the phone. Going to practice, coming back from the gym, going back to my room, crying. Phone my mom's crying, and it's just like, even my coach, like me and him had a lot of talks, and he seen me break down about it too. But my mom was somewhere everywhere, but like I stayed with it. I always kept faith that I was gonna be able to play because I've never had any problems working out and playing. But I had faith I was gonna play. I just kept it. Me, my coach, and a doctor, Dr. Gamoris out of Fort Myers, he really helped me out because he cleared the player of what I was diagnosed with. So I had to go to him and make sure like he did the right test. I took a year's worth of tests, wasn't able to play. So just watching, everybody just playing and all these guys, and I worked out in the summer with everybody. Mm-hmm. But it took for me to take the physical and the EKG scan to knock me out. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time like ever I had to deal with it.
So you didn't have any like physical thing wrong. It was just
abnormal EKG scan.
Who did that just happen to? LaMarcus Aldridge, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Same thing. And that's crazy because a lot of people don't even have, professional athletes like never have anything like this happen until they already become professional. Rather, even if it's something like tearing your ACL, and you even said you was going through all these emotions like, damn, what I'm gonna do next? Am I gonna come back home? And those, like, people don't think about those are the thoughts you have when you have an injury like that.
Yeah.
So after you came back from the enlarged heart, or was this during the time that you actually got recruited by Drake?
That was the time, like, I got cleared maybe the end of February to play. So I didn't want to use my first year eligibility on a month worth of basketball, so I got registered. So now I'm in the gym every night. I got to catch back up. I haven't been able to do nothing, so I'm in the gym every night working out. Then one day I come into the gym, Coach DeVries comes in and recruit the twins, and I'm in there working out with Kyle Marshall. And then me and him working out, Coach DeVries watched my workout for a little while, and then before I left to come home to my brother's baby shower, he offered me.
That remind me of John Morant, bro. That's like John Morant's story, 100%. Same thing. He wasn't even there to really recruit you. Just saw you working out, got the offer on the spot. How was your emotions, bro?
It was hard to take in, like, you know what I mean? Just because my whole mindset was, okay, I gotta get back in the gym, get back home, see my family, and then now I'm finna come back for another freshman year at JUCO, and I gotta get my scholarship to where I want to go. But you know, it was hard to take in. Plus, I was just dealing with a lot, so I took it and I was happy about it. But it really got really real when Coach DeVries and Coach Willie came to my house that following Monday in Gary. So it was just like, you know, finally having somebody that I felt believed in me and like actually really wanted me as a player. Like that played a big part in me trusting Coach DeVries and being at Drake.
Yeah, and then you went on, actually made an immediate impact your freshman year at Drake, and then again you broke a bone in your foot. So when that happened, was you like, man, here we go again, or were you just so locked in that it didn't even really affect your mindset?
It didn't affect my mindset. I was happy about the year I had. It ended up happening in the last game of conference, and the last game was at Missouri State, and I was like, for the regular season conference champion. So, you know, I probably would have been more sick if we would have lost that game and we didn't win a conference title. But the teammates we had, the older group, those guys handled it well, and I had a couple guys on the bench that I really like looked up to, and those seniors and guys, though, they helped me out throughout that.
And then your next year was the first time you became a full-time starter, 1920, right?
No, I started full-time 3 years out.
Oh, you started your first freshman year?
I started every game I played.
Oh, okay. So your second year was when you, I'm going to guess, got comfortable. You started, you scored double figures in 14 games. You had a dub in the championship game. Just like, what happened between that freshman year and sophomore year as far as your gameplay?
Just getting more comfortable with being and knowing that I could play at that level. You know, coming off of not playing for a whole year, being JUCO, being prep school, I was still like, okay, let me see what it's like here. You know what I mean? But after that first year, getting that under my belt, just being more confident and just knowing I could compete at this level.
Did the game slow down for you?
No, not really. Not my sophomore year. I was still like young, still going through a lot of bumps. You know what I mean? I had some off weeks, some off months. You know what I mean? I couldn't get it going sometime.
Yeah.
But that's something you got to grow with college basketball and it being a long season. You know what I mean? You got to learn from those different mistakes.
Have you experienced that yet? Like the game slowing down? I'm only asking because you always hear that, like NBA players, NFL players, they say the game slowed down. And I always be like, what you mean, bro? Like, they still moving.
Now the game slowed down because you can see the reads. You can see stuff happening before it happened because you've been in these different situations before. And now you're more comfortable with, the speed of the game. Once the rotations, how people move, and now you're watching film every week, a different team. So now you're picking up on tendencies and things like that. So the game slowed down the more time you put into it.
This year was the magical one. That went on a crazy run, bro. I was tuned in all year for sure. And you guys finally won a tournament game for the first time in 50 years. You shot 40% from three. Ultimately, you guys ended up losing to Evan Mobley and USC. But just how was the energy around the team this year, bro?
It was great, bro. it was, we got a really, really, really good group, close-knit. Everybody's like family. You go to everybody, joke with everybody, from coaches to players. For me personally, it doesn't seem like with none of my coaches is like I have to. He like hired me, like, you know what I mean. It's still like man to man. Like I feel comfortable around him, talking how I talk. I don't have to switch up anything. Like everybody's just comfortable with each other. And that we got a really good team. No one was selfish this year. You know what I mean. We got all these guys from the region. Everybody want to play with each other, and the main goal was to win. We had all these different guys that didn't come straight out of high school to D1. We got Roman, he prep schooled in D1, transferred in. Tank, JUCO, D1 transferred in. Twins, JUCO came. Prep school, JUCO, and then I came. So we all got more of a appreciation for playing the game. And we're an older group. We've been through we done been through a lot. We done been through the ups and downs. So, and then my sophomore year, we lost a lot of games in the last 2 minutes. And this year we won a lot of games in the last 2 minutes. So that shows the growth of the team that we had. But yeah, man, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Something that, forever gonna remember.
Yeah, man, y'all was on a crazy win streak. Took on the Tournament America's team for a minute. It was crazy, bro. It was really crazy. Just talk about Evan real quick, bro. Just because he's such a high caliber player, probably going to be a top 3 pick. One, how was it just experiencing that tournament atmosphere? And then 2, how was it like game planning for basically an NBA talent like that?
Playing in the tournament, just being there. Like, you know what I mean? That's something you always see on TV. Like, especially being from out here, like, you don't see too many people play on that stage from out here. So, like, do you think, like, is it possible? You know what I mean? So, even out throughout the year, like, someone was like, dang, it's crazy. Like, it's us. Like, you know what I mean? Guys from where we're from actually on the national stage, people talking about us, people know what we're doing. Like, it still, like, didn't seem real, like, going through it because we was just, like, in the maze of it all.
Right.
And then, prepping for a guy like every month, like, it's the tournament, it's win or go home. So it's either we gonna throw the first punch or we gonna let him be, quote unquote, top 5 draft pick. So It's just like, okay, what you wanna do? Is if you wanna act like that, you're gonna get blown out the water. And then, you know what I mean? We just game prep, try to take him out of some spots, not let him get comfortable, bump him off his spots. But, we got all the skill, we got the talent, skill set, and you can't teach being 7 foot as a freshman that got that much skill to your game.
Right. And even still, anybody who watched the game from start to finish, y'all was in the game the whole time. I truly believe if y'all was 100% healthy, I would say I don't know how that would have went. Because y'all was already so close, down 2 starters. You know what I'm saying? So definitely a crazy year, great year. Had fun watching y'all. Definitely cheering for y'all. I actually had my girlfriend family like watching the game. I'm over there getting upset.
Appreciate that, bro.
But this was actually a question I got from IG that somebody wanted to know. How has things changed from now to when you first got to Drake?
A lot of things changed. I mean, it's the winning culture around the basketball team. A lot of people really appreciate the effort and how hard we play, and you know what I mean, as far as the recognition around the city or even T-shirts being in stores. I remember when we first got there, we would go to stores in Des Moines, and it'd just be Iowa State here. And we would be in there, we would tell them, like, y'all gotta get some Drake gear. We would be telling them that. But now you can walk in a couple stores, you see a little more Drake gear. Thing like that, people embracing the hashtag Des Moines hometown team that Drake has been pushing out. And you know what I mean? After this year, we got a lot of more people behind us, and that comes with, everything. Now we got a couple good games we play at the Hawks Arena December 11th against Clemson. We in the ESPN Thanksgiving tournament at Disney World. We got St. Louis and Las Vegas. So from, things like that, we get more opportunities to play bigger teams to broaden our opportunities for after college.
A lot more respect, basically.
Yeah.
So the big one that we actually just came across, NCAA finally allowing you guys to get paid. Just what are your thoughts on that? Me personally, I'm gonna say I feel like it should have been happening.
Yeah.
Just because of all the revenue that comes in from you guys already. But you as an actual college athlete right now, this matters to you. So how do you feel about it, and like how do you plan to take advantage of it?
I really like it. You know, I feel like it's been a long time coming. I don't know papers about this before, but it's like, you know, you just got to navigate it now. You know, there's not a lot of rules to it right now. It's kind of like an open book, you know, until they see how everything's go, I feel like. So for me, it's just brainstorming a lot. I've been brainstorming a lot this week, contacting a lot of people, having a lot of different meetings, making sure things, but, you know, I got a couple of things in the works and that I got coming out soon. I'm planning on selling the jerseys, the 4 different colorways, the city ones, throwbacks, and then the 2 classics. Yeah, so I want to have that out soon and make sure, you know, people out here be able to represent it with a last name on it.
I definitely need that dark blue, bro. That dark blue crazy. Do you think it's gonna be any negatives coming from it? As far as when I heard about it, I was like, yeah, it's all good. But the more I sat down and thought about it, I'm like, damn, it could be some negatives coming from it. As far as like the Power 5 schools like abusing that, you know what I'm saying? They have someone like, let's say Mark Ingram from Alabama, like, yo, we trying to recruit this dude, you know, drop him off this new whip or something like that. Or do you think? Nah, we ain't going. I ain't gonna ask that. But do you think it's any negatives coming from it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it depends on how people navigate. I mean, obviously, the Power 5 school has a lot of opportunities to do it on a bigger scale, more than mid majors. But we'll just see how that goes. But for players, is how grounded can you be? Because, you know, it's money involved now. There's a lot of business being involved. You're talking to a lot of different people. Now there's time. So you got to make sure that you take your time, because now you still got school. That don't go nowhere. You still got practice. You still got to get your workouts in every day. And then you got to talk business. And that's whether if you're doing it, you got somebody representing you and things like that, you still have to be involved. So, like one of my old coaches, just keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah.
And what got us here, what gives us this opportunity to excel off this new rule is putting in the work in the gym, keeping the main thing the main thing. And I feel like as long as players do that, players won't have a problem. But as far as the scores, hey,
it is what it is.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, get Reggie Bush's Heisman back.
Facts.
So what's your expectations for the upcoming season, bro? And somebody wanted to know, what have you tried to improve on personally in your game?
For the expectation for the season, just win. Keep winning. Like, you know, that's what we've been doing. That's how we move. Keep playing hard. Keep playing unselfish. So everybody just get better, get stronger, and just make sure, like, we know what it takes now. You know, we know what it takes. We know the focus you got to have throughout the whole year. So, you know, we just want to keep winning and keep, you know, making Drake basketball hit the news, and at the end of the day, it's going to benefit everybody in the situation. But for me personally, one of my big things is just putting on more weight, getting stronger. You know what I mean? Keep putting the reps up on a jumper, better finishes, handle, you know, control the ball a little more, have it a little more. But other than that, just keep playing my same game, knock down my shots, and trusting my teammates.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game, bro. Another one, our last question actually came from a Drake basketball page. And they wanted to know your goals outside of basketball.
Oh, my goals outside of basketball. Really just one thing I really want to do in the future, if I have the opportunity to, is start a nonprofit for awareness about the heart condition that I got diagnosed with, just so, you know, athletes and players just don't get hit with that. Like, it's kind of make it knowledgeable. Yeah. Because I didn't know that was possible. My mom didn't know it was possible. You know what I mean? It just came out of nowhere, and now we're dealing with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I want to be able to start a nonprofit with that. Obviously, be an entrepreneur with a lot of different things. I know a lot of people, got a lot of connections, but really right now, I would want to coach too as well. But right now, I just want to keep building a brand, a name, and then, you know, stack a little money and see where everything takes me, use the connections that I have. You know, as far as me playing basketball, me being a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, using those connections. So yeah, that's really just my plan right now. But right now, like I said, I want to keep the main thing the main thing. Basketball didn't got me this far, it got me this many opportunities. Yeah. So therefore, let's keep that the main thing until it can't be.
Yeah, definitely, bro. People who play sports in general know, like, sports is a global language, bro. It opens so many doors for so many other things outside of just going pro. So we always did call you OG, and that's why. Because you always got that old soul, bro. And I'm glad to see you striving and doing great things, man, for real.
Appreciate it, bro. I'm so glad to see you out here doing a podcast, bro. You know,
Trying, bro.
Not a lot of people out here making it happen. Actually doing it. A lot of people talking about the ideas, but you pushing it, you making it happen in the own comfort of your home, bro. Can't do nothing but salute that,
bro. Don't even get me started
Can't
on
do
that.
nothing but salute that, bro.
Yeah, definitely, bro. So make sure y'all lock in with Drake Basketball this year. If you have not, go ahead and follow, bro. You go ahead and say your IG. I'm gonna have it in the link anyway.
IG _DJ Wilkins 1, same for Twitter. And yeah, stay tuned for those jerseys coming out and every other thing that I have coming out with this new rule passing.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming through, bro.
Most
Good luck
bro.
on the season.
Thank
Shout out
you.
my boy John on the
Most
camera. I
definitely.
can't see him right now, but
Yeah,
he
we
gave his
putting in
name
that
right
work.
there. And we'll talk to you next time.
You will find another me if you lucky. Yeah. I gave you all of me. Got on my ass and got me a bag and look at you calling me. You said I ain't shit and I thought I was toxic. How you fall for me?